Hi, everybody. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for spending your Saturday with us. We really appreciate it. You're listening to Ray Smith, Sandra Johnson, and Danielle Johnson on the I Am Real Estate Show here on 10:30 a.m. The Voice. Today, we have our designated broker of Indy Realty and a great all-around guy, Don Geisler. How you doing, Don?
Hello. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on here. Appreciate it.
Before we start, though, I wanted to say thank you because you've covered for us here recently.
It was a great time.
Yeah,
it was a great time. And
guest hosting.
I did guest host. We had a wonderful time. I had Danielle to lean on over there, so she guided me through it like the expert that she is. So it was fantastic.
I think this is the first time in a month that we've had our full crew here.
It is.
Between traveling and us being out sick. I mean, it's just like the first time in a month, so it feels really good to have the whole crew here and to have Don sitting across the table. So
it's very fun.
I thought that we would start it talking about the holidays, and one thing I know you guys have is a wrapping for the holidays.
This is true.
So, you know, in case you were wondering, guys, it's not about rapping music because I don't want to sit back and throw a rap out on you real quick.
Thank you. Thank you. No, your I Am Real Estate hosts, we have a little gift wrap station set up at the office that's open on Fridays from 10 to 3. So
10 to 6.
10 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 to 3 you get Sandra, and 3 to 6 you get Danielle. And we want to say thank you to Don too for hosting that. And you've got some holiday stuff at the office as well.
Absolutely. So we do have a toy drive going on right now. So you can still up until I think it's December 14th. You can bring in your new and unwrapped toys that will be delivered to the needy in the community through Golder Ranch Fire. They do a great job, and they service the entire community with this particular event. So we're very excited about that.
Yeah, how's the response been?
It's been amazing. I can't say how much we appreciate everybody. People walk in from the community.
Great.
It's just a great way to meet people. I mean, of course, our agents, our staff kick it all off by bringing stuff in, and then family bring stuff in. And then we see it people in the community that receive our marketing, that see us on social media, that get the stuff via the U.S. mail, bringing in stuff. And it's just been really, really wonderful experience. And I think that doing this type of event through Golder Ranch Fire is wonderful because they're local. They make sure all the stuff gets distributed and out to where it's going.
Yeah, that's great.
That's awesome.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on your wrapping? Is it free? What's the story?
It is. We just have the station set up. So call me or text me if you want to come by. You can reach me at 520-850-1725, or you can reach Danielle at 520-373-6864. Just give us a heads up that you're coming. But we figure you might as well use our tape and Christmas wrap and make the mess and let us clean up. And it's just something we've done. I actually had a friend whose relative was not well enough to wrap gifts themselves. And so that kind of... I just felt like I love wrapping gifts, and they were offering to pay someone to do that for them, and no one should have to pay to have your Christmas presents wrapped, although some of you should pay to someone to wrap your gifts.
That would be me.
Are you in that? Yeah.
I was about to say, make sure when you come in, you grab Sandra or Danielle if you actually need help with the wrapping, because you will not be happy with Dawn's results.
You know, when I lived in Abu Dhabi, we used to, when you'd go and get stuff around Christmas time, they would offer to wrap them for you. And so they would actually sit there at the register and have someone wrap those, well, customer service or the register, depending on where you were. But you'd sit there and they'd wrap the gifts for you and then give you a bag to take home. And you're taking home all these wrapped gifts And I would always look at them and be like, why would anyone do that? I love wrapping gifts.
Oh my
Why
gosh,
take the
like,
joy away?
for-
I want to wrap that gift.
For me, if it should turn out that I spend eternity in the bad place, I will be wrapping gifts for eternity. So it's not
That
my
is the
gig.
saddest statement I think I've ever heard. Well, if you're going to come by and see us, we're located across from Udall Park. And Don has just done a phenomenal job with the office space there. And there's always coffee on.
There's always coffee. Everybody is always welcome to come in. And you guys so the wrapping station is there. The materials are there for your use. And if you need help, like we mentioned, Sandra or Danielle will be there to help. It's just a great service, and I just admire you guys for putting it on. But everybody's always welcome to come by. We're at 7255 East Tanca Verde Road. If you do come in, make sure that you grab me and tell me how pretty the new soffit being painted outside looks, because those little things make me happy.
That's really nice. With that being said, we were talking about we talk about the market, and it's the end of the year now.
Mm-hmm.
What did people miss by not coming to market in January?
Well, I think if you're looking to sell, there's less competition on the market right now because people just flat out move that process to after the first of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So there's less competition, right now if you're looking to sell. Also, there's typically a quote unquote flood of new listings that hit the market after the first of the year because that is people's mentality. So if buyers that are looking this time of year before the end of the year are usually very serious and very committed to finding something. So often you can really get your goals achieved if you just go ahead and do it during the holidays.
Yeah, I can see that when I've worked with sellers, I've frequently tell them, I know people are asking you to leave during the holidays, but only people that are really ready to buy are willing to give up their holiday time to come through and look at houses.
Yeah, because they've got a goal that needs to be met.
Yeah.
Sure.
We talked about buyers. What about we've talked about sellers? What about buyers? They didn't buy in December or in January last year, all through the year, and now it's December. What do we need to tell these guys before the year starts in 2024?
Well, I think from a buyer standpoint, if you're looking for a reason to move now, is because interest rates have become more favorable right now,
Mm-hmm.
and what we don't know is the future. Like, we know what we have right now, and we could talk next segment with what's happened just very, very recently in the market. But there is a lot more activity out there right now. People really are taking advantage of the fact that interest rates loosened up a little bit, and so what we know is today, and what we don't know is tomorrow, and sort of anything can happen. And there's lots of good opportunity going on out there for buyers right now.
Actually, Raymond just put a client under contract, and I will say that they did acquire the property at a great price, and I think they're going to turn out to be a good buyer too for that seller. So very happy with the way that transaction's coming along.
Yeah, but I'm noticing that a lot more things are on the market a little bit longer. But a little bit longer doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Years ago, this was probably the perfect amount of time to be on the market.
Yeah, and we say this a lot, right? But the 3 hours on the market is not normal. So if anybody has come to accept the fact that a sale in one day is the norm, and that's the expectation, we need to actually reset our expectations.
We want to thank you for being on, listening to us today. You're listening to the I Am Real Estate Show. We're here on 1030 KVOI, 1030 AM, The Voice, KVOI. We'll be back with more with our designated broker and the owner of Indie Realty, Don Geisler. We're back. You're listening to the I Am Real Estate Show with Ray Smith, Sandra Johnson, and Danielle Johnson. We're here with our designated broker of Indie Realty, Don Geisler. And I want to say a couple of things before we get started. First is, by the way, we are never too busy for your referrals.
Never.
To say that.
Yes.
And if you want to come by our office, we're located at 7255 East Tanca Verde, 85715.
Yeah.
85715.
Yes.
Raymond, I think it's important to mention with those referrals, because everybody who knows you all know that you are so involved in the community and you guys have so much going on. And we just need to remind everybody that those referrals that you get sent from the people that know you and love you and trust you, are the lifeblood of your business. And
Right.
is what keeps you going and what allows you to give so much back to the community. So,
Agreed.
by the way, we are never too busy for your
for your
referrals.
referrals.
That's right.
That's right.
So come by the facilities. We thought we'd talk a little bit about real estate.
That's what we do.
Sandra? What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think that'd be a great thing to talk
What you got
about.
for us, Don?
That is what we do. So we had, the new stats through November were released through MLS, and I find them really, really interesting. And so we were talking a little bit before the break about the activity that bumped recently toward the very, very end of the year here
Mhm.
with interest rates loosening up a little bit. So one of the things that hit the market that changed was new listings that hit the market. Everybody, the national media seems to think that real estate is frozen, and we're just going to always keep moving forward comparing to last year, I think, because that's a snapshot of where we are right now, and it gives us a good idea of where we're headed. I still think that comparing to 2020 and 2021 is sort of a moot point, and it's
Yeah.
and that was a superheated market that it was just weird. But we want to look at the reality now, so we look at the past year, and new listings on the market in November. We are up 4.6% in new listings hitting the market compared to November last year, which is really interesting. But from a rolling 12 standpoint,
Mhm.
the last rolling 12 months, that same time period, the number of listings is down 16.7% over the prior rolling 12. And that's interesting because what real estate was kind of down was depressed just a little bit. But just to kind of validate what we're saying about how recently things are popping,
Yes.
now we're up compared to, in that 1 month snapshot, we're up. Actual pending sales, and I think this is pretty amazing stat. November 2023 over November 2022, the market was up 11.1% in pending sales.
Wow.
And so that shows you the activity. When we are saying there's a lot of activity right now, buyers are taking advantage of it, we can see that right in the numbers.
Right.
And then closed sales still down 2.8% compared to last November specifically. But when you compare the rolling 12s for November 2023 compared to the prior same period, the market was down 19.7%, and right now it is only down 2.8%.
So
Wow.
things are moving. Things are moving.
They are
in the market.
moving, and that shows that we had a pretty significant stretch of time with things being down,
Mhm.
between 30, 20%, et cetera. But now we're starting to wear that away and being in single-digit downs and double-digit ups in pendings. And so it just stands to reason when we are double-digit up in pending sales in a given month,
Right.
that means closing stats are going to follow the month after and the month
Exactly.
after that.
Yeah.
Well, and with interest rates coming down and being a lot better right now, I'm sure that that's only going to grow even faster next month.
It absolutely will. There are a lot of opportunities out there with interest rates being better. And then also, it just gives people a better feeling about the economy in general when this volatile up, there's an emergency, there's a crisis, whether it's inflation or whatever, and the Fed keeps making really quick and really aggressive moves. And then all of a sudden there is a little bit of relief on that stuff. And we start showing a few months in a row of consistently them being stable. Not only do the numbers themselves and therefore your payments come down, it also gives people just a more sense of confidence about what they're doing and how the economy's going, how the world's going.
I'm thinking about what you've always said about clickbait. Clickbait has been really bad the last 30 days. Just looking through the internet, you listen to what they're saying, man. You should not do anything about in real estate. You should run away from us and never do it again. And I'm like, what are you seeing? What are they saying? They see one thing happen and they want to go take that one thing and run with it. And that's they give you the whole, the sky's falling list.
They do. And I mean, you know how I feel about the clickbait, and I don't begrudge anybody making a living,
Right.
but the thing is that the negative headlines, that's what's gleaned and that's what people click on, and the positive stuff, not so much. But the statistics right here in our own backyard bear out that our market is vibrant, it's
Right.
healthy, there's a lot of stuff going on. As I've already said, it's certainly not to the level that it was in 2020 and 2021, but it could very much be argued that's not a super healthy market when it's just overheated, superheated, insanity. I mean, the numbers end up being higher, but when every single property has 30 offers on it in the first day, that's good for that particular seller. You know, is it really good for the market in general when it sustains that for a long period of time? Probably
You
not.
say it's good for the seller, but it's really tough
It's stressful.
because it's hard when you have 30 offers. It's hard to differentiate the value of one versus another because they can be so similar, and it's stressful.
And
So-
people need to realize that if the seller has 30 offers, we have to present them all 30
We do.
offers.
Yes.
So they have to sit there and say yes or no to every single offer till they get down to the one. We don't sit there. The rules say that we must display every single offer in front of our client.
That's exactly right. And then, you know, I would say making any major decision in your life in the middle of a frenzy at a frenetic pace, even if you're going to make out, like even if you're the seller that has those 30 offers and you're making a little bit more money than you even expected, making those big decisions in a frenzy and on these time crunch tables.
Yeah, the time crunch is huge.
It's really hard. And then even sellers, you know, even sellers in those scenarios, the transactions become difficult. The transactions are stressful because everybody was, you know, really forced into something quicker than they even got a chance to think through because of circumstance. And they're really fortunate when they have agents like you guys that
Right.
I know spreadsheet out these 30 offers and, you know, dial it down to very specific details. But frenzy is not a great word when it comes to real estate.
I have to agree.
I think what we're looking for in the market is calm. I like the word calm. It's just we're getting there, and people are starting to realize that just be calm and come to us and discuss things with us. Let us walk you through the process. Our whole goal is to make this process successful, but also to make sure you're calm through the process. But yet everything's time crunched. There's going to be things that you need to do in a timely manner. That's what you have us. That's what you have the realtor there for.
I could tell you, Raymond, just hearing you say the word calm 3 times in 30 seconds it did me more good at this moment than you could possibly imagine.
We can blame that on Tucson traffic, though.
Oh my gosh. I love the word calm. And I love when us as professionals, that's one of our guiding principles is stay calm, be objective problem solver in the middle of an emotional storm. And that is our role. So calm, calm, calm. There's 3 more times.
We hope it works, you know.
we should just calmly go into the break.
Nicely. That was very nice. You're listening to the I Am Real Estate Show with Sandra, Ray, and Danielle, and we are here to make you enter. So, we are here to maybe help you enter the market and buy a home or sell your home with the Johnson Smith team. We'll be back with Don Geisler, the owner of Indie Realty. Oh, and by the way, we are never too busy for your referrals. Hi, everyone. Thanks for staying with us. We're here talking with Don Geisler, who is the owner and the designated broker for Indie Realty. Looking to buy or sell your home, or if you have any questions concerning real estate, please call the Johnson Smith team. I'm Ray Smith at 520-904-7711.
Sandra Johnson at 520-850-1725.
Or Danielle Johnson at 520-373-6864.
You guys got to be a little bit more enthused than that. I'm like, I'm fine. Yeah.
I was going with the
calm, man. Calm.
We were, what was it? No,
That was the last segment.
what happened?
I'm
that's
still
right.
calm.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Was talking about during the break. We brought up something about seeing some things dealing with fraud. Sandra, do you want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, I just seen an article where they were talking about that the fraud is no longer really just focused on land, but even homes that have been built. So vacant land is the low-hanging fruit, the easy one, because you don't have a buyer wanting an appointment to go through the land. So that was definitely the hot topic. It has been the hot topic, but now they're seeing even more fraud.
Well, I didn't catch that particular article, but I guess the concept would be the same, which is where, you know, a fraudster, a con person, represents themselves as the seller in a transaction, and, you know, basically sells a house and gets the money, and the house isn't sold. I mean, and that was happening with land because, like you said, it's easier. You know, there are a couple of red flags that you can look for. And if you're doing business with somebody and they will only communicate via email, you know, stuff like that, they've got it all squared away. You know, you do a transaction and it's remote and you've never met them and never talked to them. They've got the notarization part all squared away. I mean, they've got it all squared away. And so they're good at what they do. We've seen examples of bank fraud going on just throughout the community. I mean, this isn't even like a real estate thing per se, but people's bank accounts being hacked, and it just encourage everybody, you know, all those common sense practices that you follow about when you get an email and you're putting in passwords and stuff like that. I cannot believe the boldness of how people steal other people's money and the ways that they pull it off.
I've had a few of those emails. It seems like there's been a real uptick in them here in the last month or so.
Yeah, and they're sophisticated. Sometimes they are, and sometimes they're not. But like with us, if they're able to hack into a system, and like we use a very secure email system. You know, the escrow companies and the lenders use very secure email systems. Sometimes the clients, you know, don't really have a super secure encrypted system and stuff like that. And once somebody hacks into one of those emails, then they're able to watch the transaction, and you will get like something from a mocked up DocuSign, and it says your signature is needed, log in here.
Yeah.
And it comes at the right time, and they're asking for exactly the information that would be timely in a transaction. And then you are in there putting in your passwords and giving them all the information. So, you know, you have to be on your toes when you're on the computer, and you need to watch. I can't tell you enough. Watch your bank accounts. Just watch them, because it's amazing what's going on out there.
Don't want to scare you. Just have due diligence about yourself when you're dealing with these major transactions. And if you have any questions, please call your realtor. We will tell you, hey, that this is what's coming through. It did come through, or it didn't come through, or no, we're not doing that. Let's go find out who we need to contact to help you with that.
You know, one of the things that worries me a little bit is all the AI, and how with the level of fraud that's out there now, how much worse that may get as we move forward with more and more people using AI. We
don't know what we don't know. And I know because we all get frustrated when we have this multi-factor authentication, and you know, now it's means it's not just 2, it's 3, 4, 5 different things. And know we get frustrated with it, but don't disable it. I mean, it's there for a reason. So
yeah, I got an email today wanting to add a level of security to my Google account, and the first thing you have to think is, who sent this? Was it even Google, right? Oh, we need to add a little more security to your account. Can you log in and let us do that? I haven't opened it to see if it's legit or not yet.
Well, you know, one thing with the emails that we're getting is if you look at the sender, a lot of times without clicking on it, you can see part of the email address of where it's coming from, and that can indicate whether it's real or not. But I mean, a general rule of thumb is you go to the information that you know was accurate at the beginning. So if you get something saying, hey, go change this, don't click on anything that's there. Go back to the original site, go back to the bank site, or go back to the title company. Call the numbers that you've been corresponding with the whole time. Don't accept a different number. And pay attention to it, because missing that is where you're most vulnerable. But paying attention and keeping track of those details will help keep you safer.
I was laughing with Don. We were talking about today. I had to go into one of my accounts, and I was mad because they did a double authentication, and my phone was in the other room. I was so mad. I had to walk to my phone. Oh, I'm mad. I come back in there, and I put the, it comes out, and I get in the account, and I'm all happy about that. After that, I'm like, I should disable this thing. They were like, you know what? No, next time, just bring your phone. I can't blame them, because I'm sitting there not doing what I'm supposed to do. You know, you're supposed to have your phone when you're going to go into these accounts. And the double authentication or triple authentication, it does make you feel a little secure, knowing that they have to contact you to get there.
Yeah, I mean, eventually they work their way around everything, but for now, that's the best thing that you can do, is to have that on there. And you have to be paying attention. Danielle and I were mentioning, I think it was the other day, that, you know, I was relentlessly trying to put my password into one because it looked like it was coming from DocuSign. And I kept logging in and logging in, logging in. And it kept kicking me out. And like, I know that's my password. And I did it like 12 times. And I'm like, Danielle, what do you think is going on with this? What? Because she's the techie person in the group, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, she basically pretty much said, well, Dawn, the problem number one is you're pretty stupid because this is not.
I wouldn't
Those
say
were
that.
not her words. That was your interpretation.
Yeah, interpretation is something, man.
Well, it wasn't real.
Yeah, as frustrating as it is, and for me, passwords are like the worst. Worse than wrapping gifts are for you. The thought of having to redo everything is so much worse than that. So,
Hi, everybody. You're listening to the I Am Real Estate Show with Sandra Johnson, Danielle Johnson, and Ray Smith. We're here with our designated broker, Don Geisler, who is the owner and designated broker of Indy Realty. And we're also members of Indy Realty, in case you didn't know that. But we want to sit back and talk to you. I got to say one thing. By the way, we are never too busy for your referrals. We got one more segment to do, and then we're going to sit there and talk a little bit about, I'm thinking about what's your house worth? What do you think?
Sounds awesome.
Let's talk about it.
All
I
right.
know someone out there can send you referral, Raymond. I know someone's got one.
All right, everybody, we're back from the break. You listen to the I Am Real Estate Show with Ray Smith, Sandra Johnson, and Danielle Johnson from the Johnson Smith at Indy Realty. We're here with our designated broker, Don Geisler, who's also the CEO and owner of Indy Realty. And I thought we'd talk about what's your house worth and why that's so important, Danielle.
Well, we're moving into the new year soon, and I feel like we're going to blink twice and it's going to be here. And, at the new year, a lot of times we're trying to make our new goals for the year. They tend to be some kind of financial goals for a lot of people. And a good baseline is knowing where you're at right now. So before you can really determine where you want to go, you have to know where you're at. And so, with homes being most people's largest asset, it's really wise to know what the value of your home is today, and then to track that progress over time so that you can see the equity that's building in your home, so that you're informed about your home. And the home valuations that we do also include a market report, so you can see what's happening in your neighborhood. It includes a neighborhood report, which talks about different aspects of the neighborhood itself. So you can see what's happening in the market, you can see information on the neighborhood, and then also information about your particular property, which, you never know when you're going to need that information. And so it's really nice to have everything about your house all in one spot. It's ready to go, hang on to it, and then next year ask us for another one.
Here's a question for you. What if they're thinking about moving and they want to go to a different neighborhood? They say, hey, can you do a market analysis for this zip code? Would you be able to provide that?
Absolutely. I recently took one for my little community that I'm in, and I was able to get the market information just for our community. And no houses had sold in the last, I can't remember how much I did, about 6 months, because everyone loves the community so much. And so, it's kind of cool just to see what's happening in your neighborhood. Are houses moving? Are people staying because no one wants to leave? It's good to know what are the schools. It has just different aspects of things that you may not even know about your neighborhood.
well, when we're talking about year-end planning, I'm just guessing there are a lot of real estate agents that are budgeting and looking at year-end or looking into the new year. They might be making or thinking about making a move to a new company. Can you talk a little bit about the perks of working with Indy Realty?
Certainly. Well, we are very proud of Indy Realty. We're always hiring, looking for great quality professionals, and we just feel like we have blended the best of a lot of different worlds in real estate out there, in that we've got really cutting edge technology. We've got premium service to the agents, full support. We have lead generation. We have all the bells and whistles, and we also at the same time have combined that with a compensation plan for the agents. It's really, really favorable for the agents. We set out to build a company in which the agents could have a great quality of life, that our professionals were happy. And along with that, we have just a great culture at the office. And we are so dedicated to building a company, an organization that people just never want to leave, that are happy to be a part of, that are super proud to be a part of. So, if you're thinking about making a change, please give me a call. I'm Don. I'm at 520-869-2376. Don Geisler. I'm the designated broker and CEO. And I'd be happy to set up a chat with anybody. And we take coaching agents very seriously. I mean, we take helping agents know the activities and the things that it takes to be successful and to successfully support their clients very seriously. And so we're very proud of our coaching programs and all the tools that we offer.
And
Yeah.
if that right there was not enough to make someone want to join Indie Realty, I'm also going to say that you also get to work with all of us. So
That's true.
what else could you possibly need?
That is the most amazing part of it right there. For a second, I thought Danielle was for sure going to the coffee maker in the top of the water
I
dispenser.
know, right? That is the
I should
coolest
have.
thing ever. Yeah.
It's just,
Keurig
we could,
built into the water cooler.
yeah, it's very cool.
What I like about it is that the family-oriented philosophy that you have, that you bring to the market, and on top of that, for single parents, there's a facility where they can sit back and have a place and watch their kids, have the kids sit and play while they're sitting there and working in the facility. I'm not gonna call it facility, in our building, because it's pretty much like a home when you get in there and start trying to do your business.
We have
Do your
very much
working
tried
business.
to create a home, and we built the playroom and we built the environment, and you hit the nail on the head. It was very important to us that our professionals who are also parents, we want them to feel like they can do their job. You know,
Right.
we want them to feel like they don't have to sit out meetings or education or lose opportunities because they're at home watching the kiddos. And so we think that we've built an environment that's conducive to them. If it comes down to it, just bringing them in. And we have, trust me, you go on Facebook, check out Indie Realty on Facebook, and you will see plenty of photos of us in meetings, and there are people with kiddos on their laps, or a certain designated broker giving a presentation with a kiddo standing right in front of them.
That was hilarious.
It's very hilarious, and that is a memory that I will never. I would cherish it forever. It was so awesome. But give me a call again. This is Don, 520-869-2376.
If you hear a little voice answering the phone when you call Indie Realty, it might be my kids.
Yeah,
Because they have started practicing when they're playing around. They'll sit there, Indie Realty, and oh, would you like to buy a house? I have heard my daughter have 5-minute conversations with her clients on her imaginary phone, and then she came in, I'm on the phone right now, and I'm talking to a client. I'll get back to you in a minute.
That's just the greatest thing ever.
We train them up right
We do.
while they're young. Teach them the business.
One thing also that they need to know is that we're walking in is a thing we love. Is coming to see the office, seeing the facility, see what we have to offer, and just spend a little bit with us. You come in there, someone's going to always greet you there and meet with you and be able to talk to you about what's going on with not only with our business, but whatever your plans are for the future.
Yeah, we love when people walk in, and a member of the community walked in just yesterday that lives in a community behind us, and just had some questions about some general stuff, and we're just so honored and thrilled when that happens and people come in and we get to chat with them and just assist. We do want to be trusted advisors with all things real estate. So, have questions about real estate, questions about the home you live in, whatever, just come on in, because if we don't know the answer, we will do the research to find the person that can get you the answer and put you in touch with that resource.
We do appreciate that too. I mean, the same support that you offer us as agents, you offer that same kind of support to the community around us. And it doesn't have to always be related to a transaction.
No,
We're just
absolutely
there.
not. We are absolutely part of the community, and just the most gratifying things that we've had happen are people, members of the community, walking into our office and telling us that they are so excited that we're here, that the building's beautiful, that they are happy that we are members of that community. It's some of the most gratifying things that I've ever heard, and we just so appreciate it.
I'd like to bring up, we have a lot of client appreciations, not only client appreciations, you do a lot for the real estate agents. You have agent appreciation, so I think that's one thing people realize, how much you appreciate the fact that what we're doing in our community and what we're doing in our business, and the fact that the people we have we're working with it's important for them to be recognized and to keep in touch with them over the period.
Yeah, I mean, we are really genuine about it. I mean, when we tell people that we appreciate them, we mean it. I mean, people that have put their businesses and their lives and their trust into us, their financial lives, we take it very, very seriously. And we are here to deliver a great product. And we so appreciate the agents that are part of the family. And we appreciate the extended family of the agents. And we've just gotten to know so many people. It's pretty amazing.
I had someone approach me the other day and said that they had talked to you about coming in and doing a presentation and talking about what they do because it's related to the industry. And they're like so surprised that you said, come on in, we'll set up a time for you to come in and talk about your company. And I think that they're not used to being welcomed in everywhere.
Yeah, I know. I wish all businesses were like that. You know when you walk into a place and you immediately get the feeling like you're bothering somebody or whatever. And we are genuinely, we greet everybody with open arms and tell them to come in. And sometimes they just need a place to sit and do a little paperwork or whatever's going on. We're very, very flexible, and we're just we're honored to be part of the community.
Or you can come try out the coffee machine on the water dispenser.
It's built right into the water dispenser. It's a true story.
Guys, I don't drink coffee, so I have no idea what they're talking about.
Raymond's like, I don't even know what it is. Yeah, I don't know.
Didn't
what
even
that
know there was a
means.
water dispenser, huh?
I really did not know that. When people come into the office, I think the best things to say that when they come to see you, that we're doing a lot for the community. Also, that we're hiring a lot. It's not like we've been having the show. You're still getting people coming into the office and that are becoming Indie Realty realtors.
We are, and we're in growth mode, and we feel like 2024 is a fantastic upcoming year for Indie Realty, and we invite people to come along for the ride because it's been fun so far.
Yeah, there's just like this energy that's out there in the real estate world right now that I feel like 2024 is going to be amazing. And a lot of stuff that people are just kind of waiting to get through the holidays. And I think it's just going to bust wide open.
I agree.
With that, we should probably thank our sponsors.
Okay. You're listening to the I Am Real Estate Show on 10:30 a.m. The Voice. Thanks for staying with us. We'd like to thank Don Geisler, who is the CEO and owner and also the designated broker of Indie Realty. With that being said, I'll pass it on to Sandra or Danielle to continue.
Hi, we've got Rigo Pest Prevention, Inspired Life Mortgage. We can't say enough about how they've handled our clients.
Everybody's very happy with those guys.
Pioneer Title.
Awesome guys.
Take great care of our clients. And Power Solar. So if you've got some solar needs, check them out. And we will be back next week with the I Am Real Estate Show.